So let's start with introduction, name, age, pronouns, sexuality.
My name's Rummage. He, him. I'm 30 years old and gay.
How old would you say you were when you found out who you were and what made you realize it?
I guess I could say for sure around 15 or 16. It's because in my town we had our junior fire department program, and there was this one boy that I just I couldn't quit just staring at. I even like put my shirt over my head just so I could look through my shirt, and he ended up catching me, and I tried to play it off like, I was tired, I wasn't staring at you, I was just zoning out.
Damn.
But I was like, I knew then.
It's always a person in uniform, huh?
It's the authority.
Who was the first person you came out to, and why exactly did you choose that person to come out to?
The first person I came out to was actually one of my cousins, and I really had no intentions of coming out to him that night. I was just in a vulnerable spot at that time. I went home from a family thing just crying. I was so upset. And I don't really know why. I just felt like I could open up to him.
What was the exact story of how you came out to your family and friends, and what was their reaction?
It was kind of a mixed bag. To be honest, I'm not 100% out yet. There's a lot of people that still don't know. For the most part, I felt it was easier just to kind of text people to soften the blow, because I feel like the initial reaction is, well, obviously shock, but I feel like people don't know how to react to it. So me texting them, I felt like gave them time to swallow it before they talk to me. With my mom and my dad both, they thought I was joking, because I had, I'd hidden it for 15 years, and my mom was pretty upset that I didn't come out to her, but she was pretty accepting. My dad, like I said, he thought it was joking. I was joking too, but he just didn't really acknowledge it, and still hasn't. He's not against it, but he also doesn't want to talk about it. My grandma was probably the hardest one, because she was one of the ones that I probably care for the most. And her initial reaction to me was that I broke her heart, and that she would pray that I would change.
Dang. Is your grandma a religious type of person, or?
Yeah. She said she would pray for me to change, but she did, after a few weeks, come around, and she did apologize to me. But it was really tough at the time, just because I looked up to her so much.
So did you tell any of your friends? Like, did you text them or tell them, like, in person?
There's really only two people that I've told in person. It was my grandma and one of my cousins. Pretty much everybody else I've kind of texted, and it's more or less just been shock. Nobody really expects it from me. I feel like I hide it pretty well, and I've kept it hidden for so long. But every time I come out, my heart just races, and I'm afraid of what they're going to say. I really don't want to lose any friends or family, but I know there's people out there that are just so against it. So for me, that's the biggest fear, that I'm going to lose that friend. But thankfully, so far, everybody's just been really accepting, and they don't really seem to care. They're just rooting for me.
Was there ever Was there ever like a friend or any of your family that actually, I don't know, in some way changed their mindset on you? Or like you said that your grandma basically changed her mindset as soon as like a couple weeks later on. But I'm more talking about have they ever changed, as in like just couldn't accept it, or just in a way change their entire personality around you?
I think it's because I haven't really had a bad reaction because I've been very careful of who I've come out to so far. The people or the family that I feel like is going to have that bad reaction, I just haven't come out to yet. And I can't really think of a good way to do it until until they ask me, and I don't know if that'll ever come. But the one that shocked me the most was my brother-in-law, because he does come up from a very religious family, and I just thought for sure he would hate me when he found out. But I worked with him at some point at a quarry, and he used to join in with the other guys and kind of make those jokes against gay people and how much he hated them and that kind of thing. But when he found out about me, the thing that shocked me was he just kind of, when those jokes came up, he just kind of threw his hands up and was like, I don't want any part of this, and just kind of walked away. The fact that he didn't want to join in those jokes anymore, I liked it, but at the same time, I kind of went to him and said, hey, I don't want things to change. You're not going to offend me. But
did he ever go back to like, did he ever go back to saying those jokes after you said that didn't affect you?
He would join in with the laughter, but I haven't heard him make any more jokes. That's at least not around me.
I mean, before I came out, like completely, I said a bunch of jokes because other friends were very homophobic. So yet their homophobic like behavior kind of rubbed on me, and for some reason I couldn't stop it. That's why even now, like, I still say some like very homophobic stuff, even though I'm outed. So it could just be the fact that they had no need to change. Like, but then when I actually came out, I kind of calmed down on the jokes. And I mean, I still say them every now and then. I still say the F word every now and then. But I mean, it could be just a sense of who you hang around with, rather than them actually wanting to say all that stuff. They just want to fit in. So you coming out and them being respectful enough to actually want to not be a part of it and respect you more for being who you were kind of speaks volumes for them as a person.
Yeah, and that, I mean, with what you're saying about you making those jokes, that kind of reminds me of something that I've always regretted. When I was in high school, there was this openly gay kid, and my community was not accepting at all, especially back then, of gay people. And I joined in those jokes, and I made fun of him. I've called, I've used the F slur. It's just something I've always regretted, especially, looking back now and realizing who I actually am. But
I mean, when you look at it, like, we normally do that just to cope with what we were. Like, we aren't outed yet, so we just thought people won't look at us like who we actually are if we act more like that. Like all the other interviews I've had, basically, they always want to say like, oh, well, everybody else knew. Like, there are signs. Well, when some of us just don't want the signs to be shown. So we'll just act like a whole different person than what we really are, just to get their eyes off us, you know?
Yeah, and I've done that for, like I said, I've kept it hidden until really this year, for 15 years. And it takes a toll because you are being that different person. And because I've had to be that different person, I've actually struggled with thoughts of suicide for quite a while. Thankfully, I've come out of that. My partner, Brantley, has helped me quite a bit. I haven't had those thoughts in a really long time, but it was a dark place for quite a while.
Yeah, you always get those thoughts when you're like I said, when you like try to hide and hide and hide, and you're just feeling like everything that you are is wrong. You'll get those tendencies and that depression and all that because you're literally bottling up your emotion and everything you think. So it's normal. What would you say was the most challenging part of actually coming out and being open with who you are?
I'd say the most challenging part is just wondering whether or not you're going to be accepted. Wondering if you're going to lose the family or friends that you care for, and honestly, the people who aren't going to accept you, they shouldn't matter, but you've lived with them your entire life, so you have grown that emotional connection. And whether it's good or bad, you really don't want to lose those connections.
In your experiences, how would you say that your life has changed since coming out? Like, is it good? Is it bad? Is it a little bit of both? What's your experiences with it?
I mean, honestly, everything's just been better. I feel like life has done nothing but gone up and be good. Like I said, I haven't had any of those thoughts anymore. I just have a general sense of happiness that I've never had. It kind of sounds weird, but I almost wish that I would have some of those bad experiences, because I don't feel like for some reason, I don't feel like I deserve this happiness. Why is it so easy for me and so many others have to go through the strife and have problems coming out?
Well, that's what these interviews I do are for. I mean, they're to show that everybody has the different experiences. Like, everybody are living their life into a bad way. Some people are living their life in a good way. Some of them are dealing with both. Like, these interviews are just to show that no matter what, everyone is dealing with a different situation than what you are. It's part of life. Everybody, like we just talked about, everybody has different pros and cons of what they go through life. What would you say are the different pros and cons that you have dealt with since coming out?
Definitely the easy pros I can say is just being able to be myself. I've been a lot more happy. Just meeting an entire different group of people that I would have never met before, and just kind of seeing a whole different side of life. The cons, I I feel like I've probably missed out on like career opportunities just because I haven't felt safe there. I actually ended up leaving a job because of stories I heard of the owner just not wanting to even sell clothing to a gay person. And in my mind, if he doesn't want to sell clothing to them, what's he going to think if he finds out about me? So I just kind of felt like I was always walking on eggshells at that job, and I had to leave. So that's a big con, I think, for me, is just not knowing how people are going to react. And especially hearing bad stories like that, you don't feel safe. You feel like you just need to leave.
Can you give like an embarrassing or funny story during your whole coming out thing? Like, it could be anything random. And if you don't have one, you don't have to, you can just say that you don't have one. But do you have an embarrassing or happy story that you would like to share publicly?
Yeah. I would say the funnier experience, as my mom it kind of accepted it more and didn't think I was joking. I had an experience with her where she may have been smoking a little bit too much that night, which, long story short, she does that for like her back, and she doesn't do it to get high, but she got high that night, and she had way too many questions. She ended up on the floor laughing, trying to ask me these questions, almost peeing herself. But at some point, it's questions. It's the kind of questions you don't want to tell your mom. You don't want your mom to ask. But the state that she was in, the only way to kind of to shut her up was to give her those answers, and just her reaction of just hysterical laughter and kind of rolling on, like literally rolling on the ground. I'll never forget that.
So let's get to know you onto like a personal scale. Can you give us like 3 things that your followers, your friends, even your family, if you want to do that, I don't know, that everyone would basically be shocked to know about you?
I mean, kind of going back to the whole fire department thing. I was on the junior fire program for a bit, and that kind of led into me being a senior firefighter. And I did that from 16 to 21 or 22. So I got to go on quite a few calls there and, experience house fires and car wrecks. And I got to learn a lot of things, just kind of rappelling and just all the rescue and stuff involved with that, I guess.
All right. Do you want to give anything else, or is that about it? I mean, It's your choice. Your choice. I mean, if you're saying that you're an open book, there's nothing left. I mean,
right. I mean, I've don't know if I necessarily tell everyone, but I have always kind of aspired to be someone who makes movies. Like I love filming things, but I don't really get a chance to do it.
right.
I'll while I'm at work, I'll just kind of daydream, or a song or something will come on the radio, and it makes me think of how makes me think how this would look kind of in a frame kind of thing. But I've always wanted to be a filmmaker.
Oh yeah. Here, we'll get your like third on this. Do you have a hero? Like a celebrity, a family member, a friend? Like, do you have like a certain type of hero that means a lot to you?
Honestly, I don't really think I have one particular person. There's certain things I admire about several people. As far as like looking up to somebody, I've kind of always looked up to my uncle.
Wish I could say that.
Hey, what's your uncle do? No, don't answer that. No, when I was younger, I felt like my uncle was there a lot more than my dad was sometimes. He took me hunting and fishing, and even to this day, he's helped me out quite a bit with this new house that I'm moving into. He's helped me get appliances, and he's even given me like a couple months worth of food that like I didn't ask for. And I guess if I had to nail it down to one person, I really look up to my uncle.
What advice would you personally give to somebody that is struggling to come out and be open with who they are?
I would just say you might be afraid to do it. Your heart's going to race. You're going to be concerned with how they're going to react. But at the end of the day, the people who are really going to matter are the ones that are going to support you. The ones that don't support you, even if they are close to you, you just kind of have to put them to the side. You really have to be, and I say this, it's kind of like the airplane going down, help yourself before you can help others. Sometimes you have to be a little selfish. Take care of yourself first. Put yourself first. And then when you get to that point, then you can kind of spread your happiness and your love and help others. But just don't be afraid. Just go for it.